Hi guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new to my channel, my name is Allison. I'm 29. I post a lot of videos about my personal finances, so I'm assuming that's why you clicked on this video. Today, we're gonna go through and budget my paycheck together. I sit down and do this with you guys every 2 weeks. It helps keep me accountable and keep me on budget. I also feel like it's helpful for me to share my process with other people and exactly how I budget and why I'm budgeting a certain way. So yeah, let's get into it. Also, if you're not new here, I apologize for my kind of sporadic posting lately. This last month and a half has been a little crazy. I am behind on editing, so I have 3 videos currently that I need to work on, and I just can't keep up with the editing. I can film, I can sit and yap and talk and film, but it takes me a lot longer to edit. So bear with me. We are catching up. We're trying our best. Things might be a little out of order / also take a little bit longer to edit than before. So yeah, it's just not as consistent with my posting, but I still will try to do 1 video a week minimum. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging in there with me through my new schedule and all of this craziness that's been my life lately. Anyway, let's get into the budget. I always like to start with a little background about myself. I work in healthcare. I'm an hourly employee, so my pay does depend usually on how many hours I work, if I get any overtime. This paycheck was a little bit weird because I did take a vacation, and it was a part of my, when I took this new job, I said, hey, I have a couple days that I need off. Basically, right after I start, is it okay if I still take this vacation and take some of those days unpaid? And they said yes. So this is a little bit lower of a paycheck than normal because I am back to work full time, but I think I took about 17 hours unpaid because I took 3 days off, and I did have some PTO accrue, so they had to use that, and then I took 2 days plus a little bit of unpaid PTO. It's confusing, but it is what it is. I knew that was gonna happen, so that's also why I think last paycheck, I think I saved a little bit of extra for certain bills from my last paycheck, because I knew that this one was going to be just a little bit lower. With all of that being said, my income for this pay period was $1,791.71, and this was the paycheck that I got on technically July 4th, but when it's a holiday, they pay you the day before, so July 3rd to about July 17th. Left over from my last paycheck, I did have $72.53, so typically I'll add those two together, and that gives me $1,864.24 to budget with for the next 2 weeks, which is pretty good considering I took some time unpaid. So rent, I'm gonna save $400 from this paycheck because it is the first paycheck of the month. $100 into my emergency fund, and I am $25 away from that being back at $3,000, and then hopefully get that up to $5,000 by the end of this year is my goal, and then I would feel pretty good about where I'm at. Obviously, the more savings I have, the better. I feel confident with 5,000. I would love that to be closer to 10, but just from what I assume things are gonna happen in the next year, I don't know if that will be able to stay at 10,000. Obviously, I know you want 3 to 6 months of expenses in there, so I don't know. We'll see what happens with my income, with social media income and things like that, if I can throw money into there. But we do also really want a house early next year, and then I know that there's gonna be a lot of expenses and things that come along with that. So as long as I can build that up to 5,000 and it kind of stays around there, I think I would be happy with that. Then into our joint savings account, I'm putting $200. That is for our down payment for a house, moving cost, closing cost, things like that. Again, we are getting closer and closer to starting that process, so I'm trying to save as much into there as I can, and you guys will see hopefully in October that will go up quite a bit because we're paying off my car in September. I'm manifesting that. It's gonna be really, really close. I think for sure I will be able to, but it will be close depending on anything that comes up in the next few months. So starting in October, anything that I've been putting towards my car, which has been $2,000 to $3,000 a month, will go into our savings for a house. My husband also does contribute into these accounts, by the way. Into our grocery account, I put $150. Then I always take a look at any subscriptions that are coming out. I have 4 during the next 2 weeks. I have the Apple storage charge that always comes out, and that's $2.99. My Aura Ring subscription is $6.35. Netflix is $15.49, and Epidemic Sound is $19.07. So total subscriptions comes to $43.90. Then for my cats, my beautiful fur babies, I do need to get cat litter. I'm budgeting $30. It'll be a little bit less than that, but I like to just budget like a nice even number, and then it'll be probably, I think it's usually like 26 something. So I did also put $50 towards my credit card because that had gone up just a little bit. Also put $575 towards my car, which was so exciting. I've just been so grateful and happy that I've been able to make these large payments towards the car loan. No matter what, I was gonna make at least the car payment, which is, I round up usually to $350, and then I kind of add on from there and figure out, okay, how much from my budget can I actually put extra towards it? So this paycheck was $575, and I'll do my update for you guys at the end on what my current balance is. And then lastly, I'm gonna budget $65 for gas, which is basically 1 tank of gas per week because that's pretty much all I use now. That's also even over budgeting because I sometimes can make it last longer, and I usually don't have to fill it all the way. Again, probably won't be $65, it'll be a little less, but I like to over budget just in case. If you add all of that up, it comes to $1,613.90, and then if you subtract that from the $1,864.24 that I had to budget with, that leaves me with about $250 for the next 2 weeks. As I always say, that is a good amount for me. During the 2 weeks, things come up. It's just the truth, and I'm also just a girl. And I know myself, and I like to spend. I like to spend money. I like to buy things. Like last week, I bought new toys for the cats, and I had to buy new shoes for a wedding. Like, things just come up, and I like to have money available for those purchases instead of being like, oh, okay, well, I'll take money from here, I'll put it on the credit card, whatever. I always just have a little bit of extra, and it usually covers exactly what I need. That is the budget for the next 2 weeks. Obviously, for now, the main goal is to put as much towards my car as possible, so that's sort of the focus when I'm like making these videos right now. And the only thing that's really gonna vary is like, okay, how much can I put towards my car loan? And that's exactly, as I said before, that's sort of how I plan out my budget, is add up anything that goes directly into those savings accounts, rent, the bills, anything that I have to pay during the 2 weeks. And then whatever I have left over, that's when I'm like, okay, how much can I actually budget and put towards the car loan from what's left? And that's how I am focusing on the budget right now and what I kind of want to convey in these videos. And then obviously once I reach that certain goal, that's going to change. And that's why I like making these videos too, is that everyone's goals are different and everyone's priorities are different. So like, it'll be interesting to share, like, once I pay that off, then how am I going to split this up? How am I going to budget that extra like $575 going forward? Like, do I want to split that between savings and like emergency fund? Do I want to build that up? Do I want to, I mean, that's really the only option, because like that's all I really want. Who knows? Like, that will just be something that I have to think about as we get closer to like October. That is where we're currently at. Next, I'm going to show you how I input some of this into my budget tracker spreadsheet. I use the Yearly 2.0 budget tracker by Coplenty. I will leave my discount link down below if you want to purchase one of their spreadsheets. On payday, I don't really put too much into here. I really just add in my income, any of the savings, and the car payment. That's what I can add in right now. So here's what it looks like. We're on July, so we're kind of in a fresh month here. This is the first paycheck of the month. I did add in a couple of my expenses so far and bills down here, so that's why it looks like I have no money, but I basically do have no money. So here is where I can track income. This is kind of the overview of like kind of what my budget looks like. And then then what I've actually spent so far. So it always looks kind of funky in the beginning because obviously I haven't input any of my income yet, so it looks like I spent a ton of money that I don't have, which fair. So into the actual paycheck, I can put 1,791.71. So I was actually pretty close with my estimate. Then down here in the transaction tracker, this is where I'm gonna put my savings into my emergency fund and the house fund. I say this in a lot of the videos. The reason I like this tracker too is because you track these, and then it like breaks it down and shows you that that money is going into savings. And then if I were to take something out, like if I needed to take $200 out of my emergency fund, I can do that on this tracker. And then also I can put in the car payment because I did make that payment already. So $575 towards the car payment. Hoping to put like $1,900 towards the car loan this month. We've already made pretty good progress, but that's the goal. I have a couple more bills to pay, subscriptions, and then all my expenses can go here. I know it's not super exciting right now, like on a payday, because I don't really input like too much, but it's so helpful to track and see where everything goes and like actually where all my money goes, even though sometimes it may not be what I want to see or it may not be perfect. That's the whole point, is to just see it, acknowledge it, figure out, am I still doing okay? Am I still on track? Am I still meeting at least some of my goals? I know I overspent, but I'm still meeting my car loan payment goal. I'm still meeting my savings goals, things like that. So it's nice to look at it as a whole so that you can be like, okay, yeah, like maybe I splurged a little bit too much on shopping, but hey, at the end of the day, I still paid all my bills, I still paid extra towards my car, like things like that is how I like to view it. Last thing that we're going to talk about is my car loan update. We are making huge progress towards paying off my car. In the month of June, I paid $2,900 towards my car loan, which was insane. That's crazy. And that was all thanks to social media. Going back to work full time has obviously helped me make extra money so I can put that towards the car loan. TikTok, YouTube, things like that. Just any extra money that I make. I think I said this in my last video, but let this be your sign if you have been wanting to start posting on social media. Like, I highly recommend. The hardest part is starting, and the harder part, I feel like, is being consistent and not getting in your head about it. Like having videos that don't do well and videos that flop, because that's gonna happen. I mean, my last few videos on TikTok have not been doing well, but like that's fine. Like that's part of it, and like just keep posting. Like the people who actually want to follow you because they like your content will continue to watch your videos, and that's all that really matters. Consistency really is key, and that is the hardest part of social media. It's changed my life, and it's definitely changed me as a person as well, like in a good way. It's made me way more extroverted. It's made me put myself out there a little bit more. I'm way more comfortable in front of like a camera, talking in front of a camera, posting my life online, and just being more myself, like being truly myself and not caring what other people think. So it's been good for me. I know it may not be for everyone, and it's not for everyone. And I also think you need to be aware if you can handle criticism as well on the internet. Like I know not everyone can. Not everyone needs to or should. There are things that you need to be aware of when you want to post social media. And, you know, you're gonna get people who make mean comments to you or, you know, disagree with things that you say, especially like me. I talk about finance. Like, there's people who disagree with things that I say, and that's fine. But anyway, I don't know how this got down like a content creation little side track here. But anyway, I do think it's worth it if you've been wanting to make extra money. Like that's the only way that I've really been able to make these extra payments and reach my goals even faster. Throughout the month of June, I was able to put $2,900 towards my car loan. So the new balance as of today is $5,991. So I'm just below $6,000. It will go back up over $6,000 before I can make my next payment, but I think my next payment is from TikTok, and it should be about $600 or so. So we'll be right back down under 6,000, and hopefully by the end of this month be close to like 4,000, which is so cool, so exciting. And then next month, August, is a 3 paycheck month, hoping to make really big progress in August, and then that way I can be done in September. So, but that's all my updates for this video. I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you still enjoy these videos. I love posting them. I love sharing them. Yeah, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Again, I apologize for not being able to post as consistently as I was, but I promise I'm working on it. I'm working hard. I love filming and vlogging and posting videos for you guys, so I will not stop posting videos, but it just takes me a little bit longer these days. Videos are coming. I promise. Until then, love you guys, miss you. See you in my next video.